So we're going to talk a little bit now about the Catchpoint platform. My name is Mehdi. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Catchpoint. I'm joined here by Brandon, who right after this is going to give us a cool demo of the product. So we've talked a lot about who we are, what we do. And this is just, again, a quick reminder. This is about reducing mean time to repair. Like most of our customers and the practitioners we talk to wake up every day thinking about how do I shrink this equation, mean time to repair. And it starts with detect, identify, escalate, fix, and validate. Catchpoint does not help you with the fixing, at least not yet. But our job is to help you detect, help you identify, escalate to the right team. And then once you deploy the fix, sometimes is also make sure that there is nothing left, right? So again, it's about protecting revenue, brand, customer experience, employee experience, morale, and innovation, of course. And so before we get into the how we do things, it's very important that in the world of monitoring, our job is to peel the onion. Whenever there is a problem, all we see is a symptom. The website is slow. That's the symptom. The application is not working. That's the symptom. The root cause can be deep, and so our job is to how do we identify that. So every time I stole this from a customer of mine, actually. So Ted, thank you very much if you're watching and listening. So we triangulate. We need to triangulate to find the root cause. So how we do it? So before we get into the guts of Catchpoint, so what we believe in is we believe in a stereo vision in whatever we do. So we believe in synthetic monitoring, or the term synthetic monitoring, which is the ability to create, to have robots basically pretend to be a user, to do a DNS request, to do API requests, to do web requests, to basically have a robot, a mystery shopper, right? Imagine if this hotel had mystery shoppers, they would have known that my toilet wasn't working, right? Versus me coming in the morning and saying, hey, the toilet is not working. So mystery shopping allows you to stand proactively to every room in a hotel to make sure, is the bathroom clean, is the bed clean? And that's what Catchpoint does at the core, right? Is we have mystery shoppers, we have these agents that are everywhere around the world, connected to every ISP around the world, well, most of the world. And our job is to basically pretend to be a user doing something to catch problems. We do that from the last mile as well, from people's homes. So we deploy a Catchpoint agent at people's houses. We pay them and we host that there. So we get that last mile perspective. We have real users by putting a JavaScript beacon or little agent on my laptop that collects that data. We have BGP collectors that understand the internet. We understand who hijacked which BGP to send it to Pakistan, right, in the middle of the day? Or is Russia sucking some of the traffic from an ISP in the US in the middle of the elections? That seems suspicious, right? Maybe they shouldn't be doing that. We acquired this great product called webpagetest.org, which was the open source, still is for the majority of the use cases. And that's to allow web developers to also understand their performance profiles. Anyway, and then we also acquired another company in Turkey called Tundra 3 years ago that allows us to have open telemetry data and be able to dig a little bit deeper into why an application is bad. So as you can see here, we're starting to get into the whole end-to-end of what we want to do. All of that gets into our core, what we call our core, which is in one of the greatest data centers in the US, in Las Vegas, with a lot of redundancy and whatnot. And this is where our customers have access to all their dashboards, alerting, etc. And at the end of all of this comes out a bunch of things, a lot of data, a lot of telemetry, but it's really about being able to understand these 4 critical things. Can I get to you? Are you up or down? Are you slow or fast? And how reliable are you at delivering that user experience? So can I get to you? Can I, Mehdi, from here in Santa Clara, get to data center ABC? So is my network up? Once I get to you, are you up? Because getting to you is one thing, but then maybe your website is down, right? Or your application is down. So are you up or down? And if you're up, are you up at 1 second or are you up at 25 seconds per page, right? That's not acceptable. So the speed And then the reliability is the ability to consistently deliver that user experience 24/7. Not only at 2 o'clock in the morning when nobody's using your website, because you never know. So our platform has a bunch of components. So it's one platform, but we think about the customer, we think about the workforce, we think about the application, the network, and the website. And so different customers buy different things, but the goal is to be able to give them flexibility in what they want to acquire. The most important thing is this, is where we take the measurements from. So we operate a fairly large infrastructure, around 15,000 servers around the world today and growing. We keep adding more and more. Like last year alone, we added 168 new mystery shoppers or agents, as we call them. These are data centers, and this is not just cloud, AWS, whatever. This is physical servers that we basically put around the world, connected to the right ISPs, because again, our job is to say, hey, company ABC, you're having a problem in Philadelphia on Comcast, and by the way, it's because AWS is having a network connectivity issue with Comcast. This is where the issue is, go and fix it. And so the output of all of that, so we collect a lot of data, but the output is being able to help you understand how is the health of your digital service, right? This is a new thing. Actually, last year when we came here, we presented version 1 of StackMap. It looked so 1990 compared to what Brendan is going to show you today. So we got it out. Customers gave us a ton of feedback. It was unbelievable. And we changed, we tweaked it. But the concept is very simple, is I go in one place and I see my entire health. I see my entire body. I see my entire scan. I know where my heartbeat is. I know how much my blood levels are. I know where there is a blockage. I know which third party is having a problem. And I can know exactly who to call to say, hey, Akamai is having an issue, or Cloudflare is having an issue, or actually we did switch to Akamai and performance is great. Look, because it's not always about negativity. It can be positive. Changes can be good. Again, our customers, the IT ops, the SREs, the network engineers, being able to give them in one view this, what we call the customer experience score, but also being able to understand all the elements, how they're connected to each other. Is it the network? Where the network? Which ISP? Was it packet loss or latency? Or maybe it was a BGP change that happened right there and there. We can give all those answers. The other thing that last year when we came here, we had the prototype version of Internet Sonar that was released also after actually Cloud Field Day. And it has gotten a lot better, of course. So literally here, what we are applying machine learning, AI, whatever buzzword, so to avoid buzzwords today, but it's machine learning. And so we're harnessing the entire data set that we collect, plus some other third-party data sources. And we're able to say, yes, that performance issue in Australia, it is a real thing, but there is nothing you can do about it. You can go back to bed, or at least you can notify your customers that, hey, we're experiencing an outage, we're experiencing slowness because Vocus in Australia is having an issue. And there is nothing you can do about it sometimes. It's not like you can route or you can go and buy new ISP to those people in Australia or whatever, right? So sometimes there is nothing you can do about it, but knowing is super important. Having that level of understanding so you can go tell the boss, get off my case, there is nothing I can do about it, right? My CEO at DoubleClick would say, Mehdi, go and fix the internet. Literally, true story. He would call me on Saturday, it's like the ads are slow. It's like, Kevin, level 3 is having a problem. It's like, go fix it. Okay, sounds good. At least you know now. And this is the level of sophistication we've gotten by being able to understand and monitor and map the network to be able to say, yes, there is a network outage with this ISP, and here is exactly where it is. Again, that laser focus thing is life-saving because time, right? You have SREs that are very expensive, network operations, etc. All these teams are very expensive, and you're better off having them do more interesting things. Very quickly on the tracing, So we acquired this company, as I mentioned, Tundra. We spent the last year and a half integrating it into Catchpoint. We invested heavily on open telemetry, which I think is something that the world is moving to. And I'm super happy to see that, because now we can end-to-end trace all the way from the end users, both synthetic and RUM, all the way to where the customer's applications are, and basically pinpoint exactly where the issues are. Nothing new here in the sense that other companies have been doing that, but we're going at it from the end user first rather than from a server application perspective out, right? So flipping the coin on its head. Of course, web page test, huge fan. The gold standard of web performance testing keeps getting better at Catchpoint, and we're fully integrated. And one of the things we did with AI is what we call experiments. So today, if I'm a web developer and somebody says, hey, my website is slow, I have to go and figure out why it's slow. And then I say, okay, maybe I have to try this. Did it work? Release, try it. No, it didn't work. Try the second thing. With experiments, what we call experiments is the tool automatically tells you what are the 5, 6, 7, 10 things we found that could be bad. And you can literally add them to your cart, like shopping cart, and say, can you run an experiment on these things? So we launched these Cloud Edge workers on Cloudflare that basically go and experiment and tell you, actually, these 3 things are going to improve your performance. These other 2 things, don't waste your time. There is no,
I'm not a developer.
Yeah.
Don't pretend to be. So the web page test thing is new to me.
Okay.
That's not something that you developed at Catchpoint, correct?
Correct. So web page test was developed by a good friend of mine, Patrick Meenan. He was at AOL back in the days, built web page test, ran out of his garage. And then in 2000, I've been trying to get him to partner with us forever. But about 3-4 years ago, we reached an agreement to acquire web page test from him. And we kept webpagetest.org, which is still running in public. It's free. And then there is a commercial version that is integrated in Catchpoint.
Okay, and what is that, very briefly, what does that include, enable you to do? Can you just like point it at a website and be like,
correct,
go explore this website and then create synthetic tests?
That's exactly.
In fact, I just ran it against techfieldday.com while we were sitting here. You go to webpagetest.org, you put in a web page, and it gives you a complete report.
Yeah, and it tells you what to fix, what to look at. It's an awesome tool. Okay. Everybody that cares about web performance should go and use webpagetest.org. I think a generation of people literally started their career on that tool.
Okay.
Where does the handoff, and it might change in different places, the handoff between what you identify and when you escalate or when you make the your customers aware? So when do you say, okay, hey, here's an issue? And also just be curious, when you talk about escalating to teams, I have to believe it varies which team is responsible and how much of that is sort of handcrafted, figure out who it is, or you've already got that pre-wired. Yeah. If it's this team, we send it this way. If it's that team.
So in the tool, there is a lot of pre-wiring that happens, and then customers customize a lot of their stuff. So some people apply labels, and based on the label, it sends one template of alerts to these guys. Some people prefer their Slack channel, some others Microsoft Teams, some say PagerDuty alerts, some others is just like old text messages. We're developing a solution right now for a customer that wants us to integrate with Twilio to make phone calls and wake them up. So it really depends. The platform is fairly flexible to allow basically customization and allow you to talk to whatever team. But a lot of these companies have already established some of those rules, if you want. So between, like, for example, this networks and, if it's a network issue, notify the network engineering team. If it's everything else, it's the SRE. If it's an application performance issue, it's the application team. So companies that have already defined that, and we just plug through their workflows, to be honest.
Or the platform, like you said, is intuitive enough that they can take the
yeah, absolutely. So the most sophisticated customers we have, what they do is they suck all the data into a data lake of sort, right? So they come in, they either pull the data from us or we push the data to them. So we offer both part of the service. One thing that we are seeing today a lot more is actually a lot more customers are pulling a lot of the data from observability systems into the data bricks of the world and snowflakes, because what they're trying to do now is connect the dots at a whole different level, business and IT metrics together, kind of thing. But yes, in general, it's just like the ability to open the fire hose, have the fire hose data, or the fire hose of alerts go somewhere. We have customers that use, for example, Moogsoft, right? So a bunch of AI ops solutions that literally take care of the triaging, or ServiceNow, where you open tickets automatically, right? So some people have gotten to the very sophisticated. They say, okay, if it's this alert, if it's this threshold, blah, 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 for example, open a ticket in ServiceNow to this team. And it's all templatized and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Of course, real user monitoring. RUM is cyclical. We've seen in the last 16 years. So we want RUM, we don't want RUM. It's too much data. It's not enough data. But basically, the concept of real user is, instead of synthetic, or you have robots that are actively going and checking things, you put a JavaScript on the web page, and the JavaScript is capable of literally listening in to every single user interaction, being able to record the session, to be able to understand the funnel of the users. So it's like Google Analytics kind of thing, but for SREs and DevOps, right? So it's a little bit richer in terms of signal and data. And of course, being able to understand frustration. Like one of the latest things we've added was what we call rage clicks, like how many are you fighting with your mouse or your trackpad, right? So being able to understand that and correlating that to slowness, right? Oh, look, there is a rage click, and it's like, oh, it's because of things gotten slow. And then we are taking RUM now to the next level. So we've been working with this great customer of ours, and this is what I love. Part of my job is like literally sitting with some of these customers, solving problems that other customers care about solving maybe 2-3 years from now. But we've been working for the last 9 months with this company, and literally we've built actually a mobile SDK, real user monitoring solution for their mobile app, iOS and Android, but with open telemetry in mind. So this is the first, and we've been pushing the boundaries of open telemetry on the RUM side with them, with this particular customer. And we're going live with this. It went live last week in the latest release of Catchpoint. And then I think I'm coming to an end here soon, but like even on the monitoring side, we partnered with some companies to do what is called ECN, congestion monitoring. So this is a very obscure protocol that was done in the 80s, I think, on the network side, but suddenly is getting a lot of popularity about like literally pushing the boundaries of TCP/IP and just making things faster. Of course, a lot of people are switching to Quick protocol because that gets rid of the overhead of TCP, so being able to understand the network latency there. Yeah, so this is what we do. We ensure resiliency. We ensure that you have all the data, you have all the metrics, you have all the signals, because this is a business that is not our business, but monitoring observability is data rich, signal rich. And the richer the signal is, the more you can act on it. You can learn and act on it. So